Hello there, I'm Muhammad Ahmad Hamdan and you're tuning into Nightline, the top stories. News editor of English portal to be questioned over Forest City casino claim. And convenience store raided for selling no palm oil ice cream. Good morning. The editor of an English language news portal will be called in by the police to have their statement recorded with regards to a recently published news report containing false information on the alleged plans to build a casino in Forest City, Johor. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein said the investigation was being done following a police report lodged by Berjaya Group Executive Chairman Tan Sri Vincent Tan, whose name was also mentioned in the article. According to Razaruddin, the individual will be required to present the statement at Bukit Aman's Classified Crimes Unit at 11 a.m. on Saturday. He said the investigation was being done under Section 4(1) of the Sedition Act, Section 500 of the Penal Code and Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. Razaruddin said police will also be recording the statement of several individuals, including Tan, as well as Genting Malaysia Berhad Chief Executive Officer Tan Sri Lim Kok Tay on the issue. Police have also scheduled appointments to record the statements of several other key witnesses who have yet to confirm on a suitable date to do so. Last month, a report by Bloomberg claimed that the government was considering approving a casino project in Forest City and that Tan and Lim were involved in discussions with the government. Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, the Johor government, as well as the two businessmen have all described the report as slanderous. The Plantation and Commodities Ministry has issued a stern warning to retailers, importers and distributors in the country against selling, distributing or importing products which are tied to the boycott campaign against palm oil. Its Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani said his ministry would go down hard on the boycott campaign, which was previously aggressively conducted abroad. Johari's remarks came on the heels of a raid by the Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry on a convenience store in Precinct 3, Putrajaya on Thursday for suspected sale of food products with the words "No Palm Oil" (NPO) written on the product's plastic packaging. All the ice cream products worth almost 900 ringgit have been confiscated for further investigation. The case is being investigated under the Trade Descriptions, Prohibition of Use of Statement, Expression or Indication, Palm Oil and Palm Oil Goods Regulations 2022. Speaking at a press conference at Menara Dato' on Friday, Johari said enforcement action on such products is crucial to address what appears to be a growing trend of overlooking regulations.
Ada akta ni, iaitu tidak boleh mana-mana peniaga atau pengedar atau pengimport yang mendiskriminasi minyak kelapa sawit dalam negara kita. Dalam akta kita ini membenarkan kita fine ataupun kita compound up to 250,000 setiap kesalahan.
Johari stressed that it is unacceptable for Malaysian distributors to sell products to fellow Malaysians under labels such as NPO or palm oil free, which is seen as discriminating when in fact Malaysia is the world's second largest palm oil producer. He highlighted the significant economic contribution of the palm oil sector as the fourth largest contributor to the economy, which employs nearly 1 million people and encompasses about 450,000 smallholders nationwide.
Di Indonesia kalau you pergi, you cannot even find anything. Tapi dengan negara kita macam-macam. So I think we have to start this and kita nak beritahu kepada penjual, pengedar dan pengimport, mereka ni ketiga-tiga boleh diambil tindakan. Compound dan fine up to 250,000 for every product yang discriminate kita punya kelapa sawit.
He added that the ministry will instruct the Royal Customs Department to be stricter and more thorough in its checks on products which enter the country with regards to their anti-palm oil labelling. Meanwhile, Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali said enforcement statistics from March 15, 2022 to May 2nd this year showed that 5,057 inspections had been conducted nationwide. The checks involved premises at various levels of the distribution chain, with 4 cases recorded for further action to be taken. Armizan said the types of offences include statements in the form of expressions or indications that may discriminate or boycott any products or goods involving the country's main commodity, which is palm oil. Police have busted an investment scam syndicate which impersonated investment company Goldman Sachs to deceive the public, cheating 41 people of more than 11 million ringgit. The syndicate was busted through a series of raids in Selangor, Johor, Negeri Sembilan, Perak, Kedah, Pulau Pinang and Sarawak on April 29th, in which 12 people were arrested.
According to Federal Commercial Crime Investigation Department Director Datuk Seri Ramli Muhammad Yusof, the raid was the result of intelligence carried out after police received 41 police reports from victims of the syndicate, involving losses amounting to 11.39 million ringgit. Those arrested consisted of 10 men and 2 women, all locals aged between 21 and 45 years old. Among the suspects arrested were those who acted as company directors and businesses used as mule accounts in the fraud activities. Investigations found that the fraud syndicate was operating online using the name of leading investment company Goldman Sachs to deceive victims, and had used Facebook and WhatsApp as a medium of marketing and communication with the victims, in addition to advertising investment promotions through social sites.
Skim pelaburan ini menawarkan pulangan yang tinggi, iaitu sehingga 15% dan sampai ke 200% sebulan. Keuntungan pelaburan dijamin melalui bimbingan dan bantuan daripada pakar analisis pasaran modal atau dipanggil cikgu trader.
Ramli added that a total of 29 investigation papers have been opened involving the syndicate so far. The case is being investigated according to Section 420 of the Penal Code for fraud. Meanwhile, police have busted an investment scam syndicate operating on TikTok with the arrest of 8 individuals in raids on 2 call centres in Petaling Jaya, Selangor on April 25th. According to Ramli, those detained acted as the company director, manager, moderator and TikTok hosts, aged between 21 and 43 years old. In addition, 7 laptops, 11 mobile phones, an undisclosed sum of counterfeit US dollars and 10 fake gold bars were also seized. Ramli said the syndicate promoted stock market transaction allegedly operating in Hong Kong. Those interested were added into a Telegram group before being taught on how to invest through an online tutorial. Police believe that they have been active since October last year, saying the case is being investigated under Section 420 of the Penal Code.
Officers and members of the Malaysia Border Control Agency MCBA have commenced their duties on Friday, equipped with the cabinet papers serving as their guiding documents. Home Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said the operations and enforcement carried out by MCBA will be strengthened through the presentation of the bill for the agency's establishment in July this year.
Jadi rancangan saya adalah kalau semua proses pembikinan dan pembuatan undang-undang itu selesai, termasuk disemak oleh AGC dan sebagainya, maka saya akan bercadang untuk membentangkannya pada sesi Julai akan datang. Pada sesi Julai, ya. Itu dari segi mengwujudkan undang-undang tubuh.
Saifuddin was speaking after attending the Hari Raya Aidilfitri celebration at the Royal Malaysia Police College in Kuala Kubu Baru on Friday. He added that the proposed bill was currently being reviewed by the Attorney General's office before it was presented to the Parliament. When the bill was passed, the minister pointed out that the MCBA would become a large enforcement agency and play an important role in the country, with the goal to have one single agency manage the borders. On Thursday, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim directed MCBA to immediately undertake its duties, although the legislation related to the agency will only be presented in Parliament in July. Moving on, the newly appointed Board of Directors of Digital National Berhad DNB will convene for a meeting next Tuesday to look into due diligence report regarding the 5G Share Sale Agreement SSA. Digital Minister Gobind Singh Deo said the board will then make recommendations on the second 5G network.
And then for them to decide the direction that things will take after this. So I don't think I'm going to comment on that because it's for them to actually look at that and then to come back to us and tell us what the next steps are. So that perhaps after next week, there are time frames that are set for that. I believe there are 20 days for them to come back after looking at the due diligence report.
He was speaking to the media after witnessing the signing of a memorandum of understanding between DNB and Ericsson with enterprise partners. The new board members of DNB include representatives from Celcom Digi, Maxis, U-Mobile Telecom Malaysia, as well as YTL Power International. Gobind said that the government's position is clear that the second 5G network would be introduced after certain preconditions of the SSA between the mobile network operators and DNB have been met. Scores dead in Pakistan bus crash. News from the foreign front when we return.
Warga Lembah Kelang, mari kita gegarkan konsert Jom Heboh di Carnival Jom Heboh edisi Raya Babas di Putrajaya. Saksikan persembahan hebat selebriti tanah air seperti Aina Abdul, Aisyah Retno, Syiha Zikir, Kai Baha, Floor 88, Wani Keri dan ramai lagi. Bersama hos Farah Nabila Wazir, Hanif Miswan dan Amirul Hakim Lokman yang sedia gamatkan malam konsert kita. Temui anda di konsert Jom Heboh hingga 5 Mei ini di Tapak Parkir Presin 3 Putrajaya mulai 9 malam. Jom, jom, jom!
Ever wondered what it takes to rise to the top?
The kind of music that I bring is different. So whenever they want that kind of music, they know it's Shafinas that they're going to call.
I want good things for myself. I want to take care of myself as well. So in order to take care of myself, I got to really work hard too.
Yeah.
So it's about marketing myself again and again.
Catch Women Talk this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3. Stream now on Tonton.
Semalam saya pun kena kacau waktu mau tidur.
Hampa jangan risau. Mak Zubi ada.
Astagfirullahaladzim!
We're back with news from the foreign front. At least 26 more Palestinians were killed and 51 others injured on Friday as the Zionist regime continues its onslaught on the besieged Gaza Strip. According to Gaza's health ministry, the Israeli army has committed 3 massacres against families in the Gaza Strip, leaving 26 martyrs and 51 injured during the past 24 hours. It was reported that some victims remain under the rubble amid the heavy bombardment and a lack of rescue crews. Meanwhile, the UN Aid Coordination Office said a Zionist military operation in Rafah could lead to a slaughter and cripple life-saving humanitarian work throughout Gaza. It added that any ground operation would mean more suffering and death for the 1.2 million displaced Palestinians sheltering in and around the Strip's southernmost city. To date, at least 34,622 Palestinians have been killed and 77,867 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7th. Britain's opposition Labour Party won a parliamentary seat in Northern England on Friday, beating the governing Conservatives in one of a series of votes that will help gauge public opinion ahead of a full national election due this year. The parliamentary seat for Blackpool South was up for grabs after the incumbent, elected in 2019 as a Conservative candidate, quit over a lobbying scandal. Labour candidate Chris Webb won the seat with 10,825 votes, while Conservative candidate came second with 3,218. While suffering what were expected losses, the Conservative Ben Houchen, in the meantime, won re-election as the mayor of the northern region of Tees Valley, offering some comfort to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Sunak is also hoping the party's mayoral candidate in the West Midlands will hold on to power to help silence calls for him to step down. The polls represented the last major ballot box test before Sunak goes to the country in a nationwide vote expected in the second half of the year. In Pakistan, at least 20 people were killed on Friday after a bus plunged into a deep valley in mountainous northern region. According to officials, the bus was headed to the mountainous northern area of Gilgit-Baltistan from the garrison city of Rawalpindi when the accident happened in the early hours. It was believed that the driver lost control of the vehicle, causing the vehicle to fall into the rocky ravine where the River Indus flows. Authorities said that a rescue operation to evacuate the injured was immediately launched after the accident, adding that 21 people were wounded who were then taken to hospital. Among the 21 injured, 5 of them were reportedly in critical condition. Fatal road accidents are common in Pakistan, where traffic rules are rarely followed and roads in many rural areas are in poor condition. The Indonesian government will permanently relocate almost 10,000 residents on Friday after a series of explosive eruptions of the Ruang volcano has raised concerns about the dangers of residing on the island in the future. According to Coordinating Human Development Minister Muhajir Effendi, hundreds of simple but permanent homes would be built in the Bolang Monggadao area to facilitate the relocations. He added that the houses would be built that meet disaster standard as instructed by President Joko Widodo. About 9,800 people live on Ruang Island in the province of North Sulawesi, but in recent weeks all residents have been forced to evacuate after the mountain has continued to spew incandescent lava and columns of ash kilometers into the sky. Iraq secure Olympic berth. Action from the Under-23 Asian Cup after this breather.
Dugaan yang Maha Esa terus menyemai cinta buat pasangan ini.
Pagi je bangun tu, dia tak ingat saya. So, kita macam tak expect apa sebab Syamimi tak nampak pun tunjukkan kita simptom-simptom yang dia sakit. Sekarang bila dia keadaan dia macam ni, saya ada dia tapi saya tak ada jiwa dia.
Kita bukan resort, tapi kita nak bagi guest boleh enjoy untuk experience apa yang dia tak dapat dalam city.
Kita perlukan wanita-wanita yang bijaksana. Lingkungan kita tu akan mempengaruhi kita.
Nona di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Ever wondered what it takes to rise to the top?
The kind of music that I bring is different. So whenever they want that kind of music, they know it's Shafinas that they're going to call.
I want good things for myself. I want to take care of myself as well. So in order to take care of myself, I got to really work hard too. Yeah. So it's about marketing myself again and again.
Catch Women Talk this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3, stream now on Tonton.
Pencalonan baru Music 39 minggu ini. pasukan yang bakal menjuarai carta Top 20 Music 39 minggu ini?
Tiada bintang kan bersinar jika kau benar ingin bahagia. Entah lagu cha-cha-cha.
Semuanya dalam Music 39. Ahad ini jam 12.20 tengah hari di TV3 dan stream HD secara langsung di aplikasi Tonton.
And we're back with sports. Football, the 2024 AFC Under-23 Asian Cup. Iraq claimed Asia's third guaranteed spot at the Paris Olympics with a 2-1 extra time win over Indonesia that secured them a third-place finish.
Ivar Jenner opened the scoring for Indonesia in the 19th minute with a low strike into the corner of Hussein Hassan's goal. Indonesia's lead, however, was quickly neutralized 8 minutes later by Iraq's Zaid Tahsin, who headed in a crucial equalizer following a well-executed corner. Both sides then pushed hard for a winner before Ali Jassim sealed the crucial win for Iraq 6 minutes into extra time with a clinical finish. With the results, Iraq will join Japan and Uzbekistan at the Paris Games, while Indonesia retain one final chance to qualify when they take on Guinea in the French capital on May 9th in a playoff.
On to badminton now, the 2024 Uber Cup. The Indonesian women's team advanced to the semi-finals with a resounding 3-0 victory over Thailand.
World number 9 Georgia Mariska Tunjung had given Indonesia the first point when she defeated former world champion Ratchanok Intanon 22-20, 21-18 for her first win over the Thai after 9 meetings. In the second match, doubles pair Apriyani Rahayu and Siti Fadia Silva Ramadhanti faced no trouble as they defeated Jonggolpan, Kitit Harakul and Rawinda Prajongjai 21-17, 21-14 to extend Indonesia's lead. World number 38 women's single shuttler Esther Nurimi Triwardoyo then clinched the winning point for Indonesia to reach the semi-finals after 14 years and end their mental drought. With the result, South Korea awaits Indonesia in Saturday's semi-finals after the defending champions downed Taiwan 3-0.
2024 Madrid Open, Czech Jiří Lehečka progressed to the semi-finals after world number 4 Daniil Medvedev quit the match with a groin problem after losing the first set.
Third seed Medvedev requested a medical timeout while leading 3-2, but still struggled to move after coming back onto the court. 22-year-old Lehečka then broke Medvedev to take a 4-5 lead and took the set 6-4 before Medvedev told the umpire he could not continue the match. Lehečka will next face Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime in the semi-finals. In the women's event, world number 1 Iga Swiatek made light work of American Madison Keys, winning 6-1, 6-3 in the semi-finals. The Pole took just 70 minutes to complete the win and will now face Australian Open winner and defending Madrid champion Aryna Sabalenka. Earlier, Sabalenka fought back from one set down to beat former Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina and advanced to the final. The result ended Rybakina's run of 16 consecutive wins on clay, as Sabalenka eventually secured a 1-6, 7-5, 7-6 victory, following 2 hours and 17 minutes on court.
Teenager pleads guilty to setting cat on fire. The details when Nightline returns.
Sakit lutut membataskan pergerakan. Pesakit akan mengalami kesakitan yang perlu bergantung kepada ubat tahan sakit. Kualiti hidup terjejas, terutama buat warga emas.
Pergi pasar raya pun Umi sendiri bawa kerusi roda.
Kaum wanita lebih kerap untuk mendapat osteoartritis.
Apakah rawatan yang boleh dilakukan? Derita lutut haus, perbincangannya dalam Hello Doktor, Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Ever wondered what it takes to rise to the top?
The kind of music that I bring is different. See? So whenever they want that kind of music, they know it's Shafinaz that they're going to call.
I want good things for myself. I want to take care of myself as well. So in order to take care of myself, I got to really work hard too. So it's about marketing myself again and again.
Catch Women Talk this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3, stream now on Tonton.
मुझे पारो से दूरी बनानी ही होगी।
पारो सिर्फ शंकर की है और हमेशा उन्हीं की रहेगी।
सुबह भी पारो शादी से भागने की कोशिश कर रही थी।
एक बार शादी हो जाए, फिर देखना कैसे सीधा करते हैं तुम्हें।
अगर शंकर वहाँ से बाहर निकल गया तो तमाशा हो जाएगा, समझे तुम?
Ish Dastan Nagmane, Isnin hingga Kamis 4 petang di Sonia TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Nightline continues. 3 senior police officers, including an assistant commissioner, have been arrested as part of an investigation into alleged extortion involving 1.25 million ringgit. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein confirmed the arrests in a statement on Friday evening. The 3 officers, aged between 38 and 50 years old, with ranks of Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP, Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP, and Inspector, were arrested at the Jalan Tun Razak area. The statement added that an investigation paper has been opened and based on the preliminary investigations, all the suspects denied being involved in the case. Razaruddin said a remand order will be obtained on Saturday under Section 117 of the Criminal Procedure Code. He added that the case is still in its investigative phase, urging everyone not to speculate on it, as it could disrupt investigations. A 13-year-old boy was charged at the Kajang Magistrates Court with causing unnecessary suffering to a cat by setting it on fire last week. The juvenile offender, who cannot be named, pleaded guilty after the charge was read out to him before Magistrate Nik Siti Norazlini Nik Muhammad Faiz.
The charge sheet read that the boy had set the cat on fire at the parking area of Pangsapuri, Taman Sri Kenari about 1 p.m. on April 22nd, along with 2 men who are still at large. The court set bail at 1,000 ringgit with 1 surety. It also fixed June 27th for the submission of the boy's moral report from the Welfare Department before sentencing is carried out. Earlier, a video clip of the incident, which went viral, showed 3 people loitering at the flat motorcycle parking lot before 2 of them splashed fuel on a kitten believed to be 6 weeks old. On Thursday, the Selangor Veterinary Services Department said it had opened an investigation paper into the case. It also said the cat was in good condition after being treated for serious burns and was being monitored by Selangor veterinary officers.
And lastly, the Pulau Pinang High Court has rejected a bid by Lim Guan Eng, his wife Betty Chew, and businesswoman Fang Li Kun to strike out corruption charges involving an 11.6 million ringgit foreign workers dormitory project. Judicial Commissioner Rofiah Muhammad said she rejected the bid to strike out the case, as there was a major difference in these proceedings compared to the original charges cited by the defence.
She noted that the court found significant differences from the charges in the first proceeding, which includes differences in the dates of the alleged offences, as well as the position or status of the accused at the time of the alleged offences. Rufia said while the defence claimed that 25 witnesses had been called to testify in a case involving Lim in 2016, no findings were made by the court then. Rufia fixed July 26 for case management and said the bail previously posted by the accused would be extended. Lim, Chew and Fang face charges under the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001 and the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act 2009. Last year, the defence had filed an application to strike out the case, citing the use of evidence from a previously unrelated and acquitted case involving Lim from 2018.
And that wraps up this edition of Nightline. We leave you with visuals of more than 1,000 pairs of twins from all over the world participating in the Mojiang International Twins Festival held in the southwest China's Yunnan province. With that, I'm Muhammad Ahmad. Thanks for tuning in and take care.